From JC, sorry if that's an abbreviation for something. He says, "Hey Jason, love your books. I'm wondering if your feelings regarding remote workers have evolved in the last few years, kind of building on from what we were talking about before."
I'm more and more convinced that remote is the right choice for so many different reasons. But fundamentally, it's just about respecting individuals. I have a real problem with when people have to uproot their lives to go to work. So, for example, if you want to go work at a company and they require you to be there, you may have to move. Now, you may want to move. But let's say you do want to move and you move to this place, but then something else changes in your life and you want to move somewhere else. There's a good chance you have to lose your job and they have to lose you. And that feels like a really bad choice if someone's great and if someone's just personal life happens to change. So part of remote is not just only about hiring people who work remotely currently. It's about letting people live wherever they want in the world and move and be flexible in their lives outside of work. We're a company that really believes thoroughly in everything outside of work. A lot of companies, they make the offices super cush. They have private chefs. They want you to sleep at work. I think that is just perverse and horrible. I think you should want people to go home and live and be full individuals. And I think part of that is also letting people decide where they want to live and spend their time in their lives, and not say during their working life they have to live in this particular city because that happens to be where their paycheck comes from. So I'm just a thorough believer in it. There are certainly challenges and not everyone's fit for it. And we have to do a better job as a company sometimes of helping people integrate who are new to remote working. We're so used to it that we think everyone gets it, but people sometimes don't quite know how to work remotely if they've never done it before. So I do think it's important to help people get acclimated by having some good in-person time ahead of time. So like if you hire someone, see if they can come to your office for at least 2 weeks. So if you do have a central office somewhere, or if you don't have a central office, are there anyone else in the city where they live that works at your company? Can they hang out with that person a bit more, just to kind of get used to that? And then also kind of assign someone a buddy who they're not directly working with every day, so they can check in with them if they have any questions about how the company works and that kind of stuff. I think those have been really good lessons that we've learned. So I do recommend that. But in general, I'm all for remote. We just hired a COO. So it's funny, the three C-level executives at Basecamp are all remote. I live in Chicago. David, my business partner, spends half his time in Spain and half his time in Malibu. And then Mercedes, who we just hired as their COO, she lives in Northern California. So the leaders of the company don't even work together. And I feel like if that can work, anything can work. So I'm a big fan of remote working.
That's great. Well, we have another person